You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, Black and White Sports fans, there's nothing anyone can do to force me to say that I am ashamed to be an American. No, I love America, guys. Grew up here. It's the greatest country on the planet. Now, even during the down years of the Biden years when everything was getting destroyed, I was still going long on the USA. I was still proud to be an American. I didn't like the track we were going on, but I was still proud to be an American. But folks, we talked about this reporter at the Australian Open. He was actually out there baiting these tennis players, American tennis players, to trash the USA, trash the United States, and President Trump. So clearly, guys, this reporter, so-called reporter, was completely Trump deranged. Now, I'm pretty sure, guys, during the Biden years, when inflation was through the roof, when crime was run amok, when illegal aliens were crossing the border at will, he probably never asked questions at all to these players. Not at all. But since President Trump is in office, oh no, I must be Trump deranged. I'm going to bait American tennis players into trashing the USA. And it's really sad, guys. Now, for the most part, none of the players actually fell for the bait, except for Coco Gauff. She gave a woke answer, and that told you everything you need to know. She was basically saying like, oh, it's hard to be a black woman in America. Yeah, whatever. Well, guess what, folks? We now have the identity of this reporter, Owen Lewis of The Athletic. And he's not even American, from what I actually understand. He's Canadian. So while he was over there at the Australian Open, all he was doing was pretty much being a woke activist, trying to get players to trash the USA. It's really pathetic, guys. But guess what? It seems like Owen Lewis may have been banned from the US Open, or he just left. One of the two, because he doesn't seem to be there anymore, folks. Doesn't seem to be there. And we got a whole nother week of the Australian Open. So let's go ahead and dive into this, guys. Here we go. But first, check out blackwhitenetwork.com. Support us by becoming a member. Membership to $10 a month. You can actually save money by getting the annual plan. Rhodes and I post member videos over there, as well as our member live stream is over there as well. And you get a 7-day free trial when you sign up for the membership. Also, if you guys actually enjoy our work, we do have a donation tab here where you guys can donate directly to us. $5, $10, $20, whatever you can give. We appreciate it. And don't forget about your merch. We got the Black and White Sports hoodie, Black and White Sports shirt, America 250. I'm rocking it right now because it is the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. 18% off, guys. But if you become a paying member to the website, you get 25% off anything in a merch store. And we also have hats as well. So here we go. Over here on Outkick, guys, anti-American reporter seemingly disappears from Australian Open after justified criticism. Yeah, he has disappeared from the Australian Open, guys. And boy, everyone was crushing him online for those loaded questions, trying to bait tennis players into trashing Trump and the United States. It says here, less tennis, more politics, and anti-American rhetoric. That is the approach one credentialed reporter at the Australian Open has taken by bombarding several American players with loaded questions in an attempt to confirm his personal political beliefs. The reporter is alleged to be Owen Lewis, a freelancer, who shared on Blue Sky on January 14th that he was in Melbourne covering the year's first Grand Slam for a few outlets, mentioning The Athletic, the subscription-based sports department of the New York Times. And guys, we already know where the New York Times actually stands. But anyway, Lewis received bylines for 6 stories published by The Athletic between January 15th and January 22nd. In the midst of publishing non-political, mostly general recap stories of the previous day's actions, he was allegedly trying to bait American players into bashing the United States and President Donald Trump from a foreign country. Outkick has reached out multiple times to Lewis, staffers at both The Athletic and New York Times, as well as media services at the Australian Open, looking to confirm that it is indeed him asking the questions. If Lewis is representing The Athletic at the tournament and whether he was directed to ask these politically focused questions to American players while in Australia. Yeah. So he has seemed to have disappeared, guys. And Coco Gauff, January 21st, he asked her a loaded question as well. And Coco Gauff calls for more peace in the country while saying, quote, "It's hard being a black woman in this country." Yeah. Lewis has one story co-published at The Athletic recapping the day's results. On the 22nd, Lewis is alleged to be the reporter who asked Americans Taylor Fritz, Amanda Asimova, Jessica Pegula, Madison Keys, and Ethan Quinn a similar version of the same question. How does it feel playing under the U.S. flag 1 year into President Trump's second stint in the White House? And we know that Amanda Asimova did not fall for the bait. Now, here's another player right here getting asked a question. Let's watch this.
So you mentioned it being nice to be here, and I wanted to ask, when it comes to being back home, like a lot's happened in the last year. There's a lot of tension there right now. And I'm wondering how you feel about all of that and how it feels to play under that flag right now.
No comment on that.
Yeah. No comment. You see, he's trying to bait people into trashing the USA. And these tennis players, man, mainly, I believe for the most part, they just want to go be there and try and win a tournament. They don't want the story to be, oh, this person is trying to he's trashing the US, or oh, he confirms he's MAGA, that kind of thing. No, these players just want to play. Just want to play. Yeah. And that was Ethan Quinn who said no comment. Good on him. Good on him. Now, also, we do have Ben Shelton here. Look at this. Ben Shelton delivers strong patriotic message after Australian Open victory. U.S. tennis star Ben Shelton was not among the American players asked whether they're embarrassed to play for the United States during this week's press conferences leading up to the Australian Open. However, he gave his answer anyway, convincingly. After a victory over Valentin Vajarok in the third round of the Australian Open early Saturday morning, Melton made his way over to the camera where he signed the lens writing USA till it's backwards. And that's what he wrote right there. Proud to be an American. Now, over here on Nets, guys, Owen Lewis, man, is getting crushed. He's getting crushed. John Root puts out, "Get this reporter out of the press room. Your job is to talk about sports, not bait American athletes into saying something controversial and anti-conservative." Yeah. And that's him right there, man. This is him right here. And this picture shows contributing writer for Defector, bylines at The Guardian, The Athletic, Second Serve, awful announcing. Yeah. And this is a picture of him right here, guys. That's him. And then John Root puts out, "The reporter's name is Owen Lewis, a complete and utter liberal hack, baiting our American athletes into bashing Trump, our country, conservatives, and ICE. His credential needs to be revoked." And I'm wondering, folks, was his credentials revoked? That's what I'm curious about. Yeah, and he is a Canadian. It says here, Canadian journalist Owen Lewis has been running around the Australian Open bombarding tennis players with questions about American politics. His credentials should be revoked. Yeah. And we do have another clip here. And I think, no, that's the same clip we had just saw right there, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go back over here. No, this is a different clip. So let's watch this clip right here, guys. Let's watch this clip right here. Here we go.
Last question.
Hi, Taylor. Congrats on the win. I'm asking all the American players this, and there's a lot happening back home in the U.S., and kind of has been for a lot of the last year, and I'm just kind of wondering how you're feeling about all of it.
I'm not sure what we're like specifically talking about, but there is a lot going on in the U.S. and I don't know. I feel like whatever I say here is gonna get put in a headline, and it's gonna get taken out of context. So I'd really rather not do something that's gonna cause a big distraction for me in the middle of the tournament.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, this guy is not asking any tennis questions. He's asking political questions. Nothing that has anything to do with the Australian Open. He's trying to put these athletes in a bad position. He wants to make headlines because if one of these athletes comes out and says, yeah, I support ICE, I support Trump, then he would actually write a headline that he actually wants trashing this player. And these players know that. Even if they're actually on the other side as well, maybe they're neutral on the thing, maybe they're just moderate, that's not good enough. This guy, Owen Lewis, is looking for a big time hit. And he wanted these players to say, Trump is trash. That's what he wanted. But it backfired. And now, he may have been banned from the Australian Open. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.